What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight! Alright, we're coming back to Muse. Yes, indeed! Muse Fans FEELIN YOU! Come on now! Here we go. This is a request from Gmon78 and NWPID. They both want to see me react to this song by Muse called Hysteria. Now, have I heard of this song before? Kind of. Sort of. I heard, and I actually did a reaction to The Warning doing this song. But that was their cover. This is the original. So I haven't heard the original yet. Now I have heard a cover. I don't know how accurate that cover was, and I remember saying that in the reaction. It was really hard for me to do that one because I had nothing to compare it to, because I hadn't heard the original. Well, now I'm going to get a chance to hear the original and see how it goes. So, have I heard the song before? Kind of, sort of. Like I said, I've heard a cover, but I haven't heard the original. Now, as far as I know, I have never heard the original. Now, look, there's a chance. There's a chance I may have heard it in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to this song and I go, wait a second, I have heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Muse Music Channel, and the video has 1,189 views. It's not going to get you there. No, sorry. It's just not going to get you there. And look, I mean, I'm sure it's a wonderful song, and I can't wait to hear it, but the views, nah, it's not going to get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Muse Hysteria HD. Okay. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Okay, pause. First of all, let's talk about that bass line. Yeah. Super solid. Rock solid. Dug it. The effect they're using, that distorted, modulated sound, almost making it sound synthetic. I mean, I could tell it's a bass. It's not a keyboard. It is a bass. But they're using some sort of a modulation combined with distortion to make it almost sound like it's a square wave on a keyboard. Interesting. Really interesting to hear that. I don't know if I'm a fan of it. It's different. It's unique. I like the direction of it. I like what he's playing. I just don't know if I'm a big fan of that tone. It does sound a little like, I got no problem with it sounding synthetic, but it sounds a little too synthetic. Like, if I didn't know it was a bass, I would think it was a keyboard. So it's a little overdone if you ask me. But it still sounds pretty good. I still dig it. Vocally, the effect they got on the vocals, it's kind of making the harmonies a little tough to hear. I can hear them, but I'm really having to kind of strain to hear them. It's like, but they're there. I do hear them, but the distorted patch they're using I wouldn't say it was distortion, more of like an overdriven patch they're doing on the vocals is making a little tough to hear. But overall, so far, good song. Really good song. Let's keep going. Okay, let's talk about that guitar solo really quick. Very pattern-based guitar solo. What I mean by pattern-based is they found a pattern. They found a pattern that they would play, and they repeated the exact same pattern at least once. Nothing wrong with that. And in a song like this, it actually fits pretty well. Very mathematically based. It's all based on integers and repeating patterns. I know everyone's like, well, aren't guitar solos always based on integers? Yes, they are. You're missing the point. Integers based on a pattern that is repeatable. It's like a numerical sequence that just repeats and repeats. That's what this guitar solo was. Surprisingly, I'm not usually a big fan of that, but surprisingly, that was actually very pleasing to the ear. It was almost, I hate to say this, it was almost a relief for me that he did the solo like he did. I feel like if he had just gone off and, played a melodic line and just, free flowed over it, I don't think it would have fit as well. I think doing it this way with that repeating pattern, that sequence, I think it made it a lot more pleasing. I never thought I would say that about a guitar solo, but in this case, I think it was the best way to go. Weird. I know, weird, right? Let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. thank you for ending on that riff. Oh, man. I am so glad they ended on that E descending, chromatic descending riff. That was nice. Yeah, that was really good. Really good. Now I have some context to go with what the warning did. Yeah, this was really good. Let's talk about it in the review. I'll see you there. Well, there you go, folks. That was Muse with Hysteria. This was a request from Gmon78 and NWPID. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.8. Yep, 8.8. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
This is... I hesitate to say this, but I think this is one of the better songs I've heard from Muse. I know a lot of people in the comments were saying that this is one of their best songs, you're really going to love this, and you know, I always read those comments and I'm like, I hate to be this way, but I'm always a little skeptical, because whenever people say that, it's like, okay, well that's your opinion. That's what you think. You might like that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to feel that way. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to have the same interpretation, the same feel, and the same level of enjoyment out of it that you have. So whenever I see people make those comments, I'm always a little skeptical, okay? I can honestly say in this case, they were right. They were right. I love the pacing on this song. The song, nice, brisk pace, not too fast, but never feeling like it was dragging. It was always being pushed forward. And that's thanks in large part to the bass, because the bass had that constant 8th note pattern going. Actually, I don't know if it's the 8th or 16th. Wait. Actually, correction. It was not 8th notes, it was 16th notes. They had that constant 16th note pattern going. So, that was the contributing factor for moving the song forward, was the constant 16th note pattern from the bass. Drums filled out nicely. I wouldn't say the drums were driving the song. I would say the bass was driving the song, but the drums, as always, provide the feel. This is how the song is going to go. This is how the song is going to feel. This is the type of song we're going to be doing. And they had a nice, steady feel to it. Really enjoyed that. Guitar filling out the sound very nicely. Vocally, great delivery, especially in the chorus. Once I was able to get past the effect and I could actually hear the harmonies clearly, it sounded really good. I liked the modulations in the movement within the harmonies on each phrase. Not even each phrase, each measure. It would always change up, and it never strayed too far out of key. It stayed within the basic root keys, 1, 5, 4, 1, but like when they went to the 5, it was like an augmented 5, which was really nice. It was different. I wasn't expecting that, but when they did it, it made perfect sense. Perfect sense. Which was awesome. I love it when bands are able to do things chordally that I don't necessarily expect, but when it's done, it's like, oh, I should have seen that coming. I should have seen that coming. I didn't, but I'm glad I didn't, because it was a nice surprise. Honestly, I could only find one thing to really gripe about. Well, two things, I guess. It was a little effects heavy. The two things kind of combined into one. It was a little effects heavy, in particular on the bass and on the vocals. The bass sounded very modulated. Like I said, if I didn't know for certain that was a bass, if I didn't know, if it wasn't 100% certain that was a bass going into this, if I had no clue, I would have sworn that was a keyboard, because that sounds exactly like a square wave patch on a keyboard. But it is bass. It's just very heavily modulated with a distortion patch and some sort of modulation that made it sound almost like a keyboard. It was a little overly done, if I'm being honest here. And on the vocals, again, a little overly processed on the vocals. I'm not talking about in an autocorrect way or in a auto-tune way. I'm talking about in an effects way. The first time hearing the chorus, not being ready for those effects, I had a real hard time struggling to find the harmonies. Now, once I got acclimated to the sound, once I got acclimated and used to the effect that was going on to the vocals, I was able to kind of tune it out, I guess is a good way to just kind of put it aside and really get locked in with the harmonies. And once I did that, the harmonies sounded a lot better. So, you know, that's just my opinion. I think that I think it was a little overly done, the effects, but other than that, the song itself, very well done, very well written, very well executed. Now, this was a great song. It lived up to the expectations. It didn't surpass it, but it lived up to the expectations that a lot of people were telling me. It's a great song, and that's why it's getting a great score of 8.8. So, 8.8, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you'll enjoy the show. Hopefully, I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you did enjoy the show and you'd like to see more videos like this, feel free to join the fan base by clicking on that button down there. Yeah, you know the button I'm talking about. Click on that button, join the fan base to become one of us. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't feel like clicking on that button, that's okay. I still respect you. Also, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It'll do me a world of good and it will do you absolutely no harm whatsoever. Finally, if you guys do join the fan base, you will find a bell down there that you can click on. By clicking on that bell, it'll keep you up to date on everything happening with this channel, including when new content gets dropped. So, if you want to stay in the know, click on the bell and you'll stay in the know. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.